You know, many of us look around and see the homeless in our cities and say, why doesn't somebody do something about this? Well, a 10-year-old boy said instead, what can I do to help? And he created something called the blessing bag. And our next guest is Jahkil Jackson, that young man who said, what can I do to help? Jahkil, nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about that moment. Why did you say, how can I help? What was inside of you?
Me being a young kid, being 5 years old at the time, and just I think that every young kid at 5 years old is really curious about the things that they're experienced to, really jumpy about it. So me being experienced to something like that, an issue so big as homelessness, was really big for me, and it made me really want to do something about it. So I went home and I asked my parents if we can give them all houses, because I just didn't understand why they were out there. And obviously that's just my 5-year-old mind just thinking of anything. So you can't blame me, but it was an actual idea. So I kept asking though. I didn't stop asking after that, and eventually they sat me down and we had a conversation about different things that we have on a daily basis that they don't have, and we thought of blessing bags.
Tell me about the blessing bags.
So blessing bags are just bags full of toiletry items like soap, tissue, socks, hand sanitizer, wipes, toothbrush, toothpaste, conditioner, lotion, just all the daily essentials that we can sometimes take for granted that they don't have.
Weren't you afraid of the people who were on the streets?
No, me being young, I wasn't even thinking about scary people at that age. I was really open to just going up to people and giving them the blessing bags. So I wasn't really scared at all of anything that could happen. I wasn't thinking about that at all. And that isn't a good thing necessarily, not thinking about what could happen. But I mean, I'm 5. I'm a young kid and I just don't know these things, but it was good that I got to have them.
You created something called Project I Am, and you started to spread your intention, your goodwill to other communities, to other neighborhoods. Tell me how you did that and why that was important to you.
So creating the organization at a young age wasn't even my priority. It wasn't my main priority. All I wanted to do was just help others and just maybe demolish homelessness one day, which is still a big goal, but I mean, it is possible. So that was all I was thinking about. But after the first packing party that we had, my parents realized that we can't keep coming out of pocket for the events that we do, because that's what we were doing at the time. So they thought that we should start having some type of fundraiser where we can raise money for it, and an organization popped up.
That project became something that got you some notice. He's onto something, and I think we can change the world with what you're doing. Did you see that? Did you notice that at that point?
Yeah, I noticed that people could, again, I was young, so I wasn't even paying attention to that. But looking back, I can tell the amount of people that were just coming up with me, saying great job, things like that. It's so great what you're doing at such a young age, comments like that. So thinking back on it, I did get a lot of that, but at a young age, I didn't really care about it. I just wanted to help others and just demolish homes, since I was really passionate about that.
And then of all things, you get a call, and President Obama wants to recognize you in 2017 as one of the 3 most influential people in that year. Tell me how that felt to meet the President of the United States and to be recognized that way.
To meet him, it was probably the best day of my life, honestly. One of the best days. To grow up to the first Black president and then one day getting to meet him isn't even something that you dream of. That's just amazing. And meeting him, he's a really tall dude. He has really long hands, and he plays basketball, so that's one of the things I like the most about him. And he's just a good conversation holder. So we had a nice conversation about my future and my future plans.
You've written a book. The book is called I Am, right?
Yeah.
And what is your hope for the world? What is your hope that we see with the work that you're doing as you grow older?
Well, like I said, my biggest dream is to demolish homelessness, of course. I also want to see more knowledge. I want people to like know more about like history, really. So that's just one of the things I really want for the future for the world. I also want young people to be able to branch out and create their own organizations, and because we have to realize that we are going to be the people running the world in the future in a few years. So we have to maybe try to get prepared so that we can be ready for when we're an adult.
I'm going to say right now, Jahkil, that I'm going to vote for Jahkil Jackson for President of the United States when you turn 35. How does that feel?
I mean, thank you for the support, most definitely. Thank you. And how you can keep up with what I'm doing, you can go to my website, officialprojectim.com, and also go to my Instagram, Jahkil Jackson, Jahkil Jackson. And I think it's the same on Facebook too, so you can go there. And yeah, that's all the social media and where you can follow me.
Well, we will do all of that and continue to support you and congratulate you. Much success to you. You have a bright future, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Jahkil Jackson, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.